wonderful centering pass, and it's right to him. Oh, tremendous score!
As we step out onto the ice for a new season of EA Sports NHL, one cannot help but recall the struggle of last year. Missing modes and broken multiplayer added post-launch are a haunting memory, but every team must forget the past and get to work if they have a hope of reclaiming glory. And boy, has EA Sports been hard at work.
Terrific action lies ahead.
Perhaps one of the most unique details about this season rests in the involvement of a crew of community members coined the Game Changers, nominated by fellow fans to test features and provide instant feedback to the developers. The result is the return of some of the most highly requested features and a vast array of gameplay improvements. It's an interesting risk to take, but it seems this year that EA Sports decided to listen to the fans' voice instead of their wallets. And the effects of that choice have been profoundly good.
It's a 3-on-2 as they move in. Score! And the place goes nuts!
The effects of the Game Changers is perhaps felt the most in the restoration of the EA Sports Hockey League. Tweaks to player classes, gameplay mechanics, and even the addition of unranked drop-in games with your created characters were direct results of feedback from the community's elite elected officials. Not only has the highly requested mode returned from its year-long hiatus on PS4 and Xbox One, but it has evolved significantly with a complete overhaul to the mechanics. Gone are the days of levels and stats dictating your effectiveness. You no longer need to put in several months of hard work or pay extra money just to compete. Instead, you enter the dressing room ready to pick the player class that suits any playstyle you like on a game-by-game basis. If you feel like hitting someone, you can lace up as an enforcer. If you're itching to score goals, you can switch to a sniper in the next game. The differences between these classes can be pretty subtle, but you can usually expect your choice to complement your playstyle. Given the frequency of game updates, you can also expect plenty of balancing tweaks as the season goes on. All in all, the evolution of EA SHL is an excellent upgrade, making the mode more accessible than ever. If you're looking for stiff team-based league competition or even just some casual beer league-style drop-in games, you'll find what you're looking for here. Be a Pro mode returns as one of the longest-running and most popular offline modes, with a few surprises in store. As you begin a career as a skater or goalie, a new experience system is implemented that focuses on developing all of your individual skills. While on the ice, your performance in regards to each skill determines incremental gains or losses in XP. Making good plays improves your XP, while committing atrocious mistakes will take XP away. All of this adds significant weight to every shift and forces you to pay close attention to the fundamentals of good hockey. While it can be annoying to pay for mistakes that were out of your control, it is an authentic part of team hockey, and this new way of experiencing hot streaks or slumps is a fitting addition. You're also allotted a set number of hours to train per week to focus on parts of your game that you feel need improving during your time between games. While the mode doesn't waste your time with any unnecessary story antics, it still doesn't do a lot in the way of making you feel like a true part of a team either. Ultimately, the new Be a Pro mode is a solid and enjoyable way to play offline, and the improvements let you feel the satisfaction of improving your game more than ever. Another handful of modes return with some improvements. The card-based Hockey Ultimate Team addresses some concerns from last year, with the crowd-pleasing inclusion of online seasons and head-to-head play. And considerable improvements to the user interface make managing your squad and getting into games far simpler. Be a GM mode also returns with some basic upgrades for those brave enough to endure the money and morale of running an NHL team and its AHL affiliate. More simple modes suiting up for the 2016 season include Season, Playoff, and Shootout, all of which operate as advertised, providing a simpler way to get into the action.
I'm Mike Emmerich, a thrill to be here in Minnesota. There are a lot of reasons we like coming here. You pick one of yours.
The NBC Sports team is back with its own set of optimizations. Doc Emmerich's play-by-play is more frantic than ever, while new inventive camera angles add even more to the atmosphere. While the look and feel of the arenas continue to improve every year, it's still clear that more strides could be made. Arena music is limited to a small and non-customizable library, and only an elite few teams have their unique goal songs accurately portrayed, while others are omitted. The same rink announcer is back to unapologetically mispronounce players' names, and even some crowd rants have been changed away from classic team mantras to things you never hear from your favorite team's home crowd. That said, several tweaks that fly under the radar have a bigger impact than you'd expect. For instance, all players are now rendered at the same time, including when they're on the bench. When line changes occur, that player comes over the boards from the seat they occupied. This means in Be a Pro mode, you'll be shifting down the bench to make room for teammates during line changes, and climbing over the boards when it's your time to shine, adding to the realism in a very endearing way.
Seems like an advantage.
It is an advantage.
The biggest new gameplay feature by far is the On-Ice Trainer. In Be a Pro mode or any offline mode with a locked position, this on-screen guide helps the player focus on improved shooting, passing, and positioning. Each function can be toggled individually with a surprising amount of flexibility, enabling each player to decide what aspect of their game needs a little help. If you feel like you're already better than Gretzky, you can simply turn it off completely. Accompanying this clever tutorial is a brand new passing system that gives more direct control over where you send the puck. It's tricky at first and may not feel like an improvement after the first few unforced turnovers, but after a bit of trial and error, it becomes apparent that with a little practice, you'll be serving up some saucy dishes and breakout passes like never before. Not to be outdone, the skating mechanics have some tweaks as well, somehow improving upon the already satisfying physics from NHL 15's offline modes. With good skates come good sticks too. Defensemen and forwards alike feel more alert and capable, making it more important than ever to practice smart passing and good positioning.
Great chance here, 2-on-1. Lets it go. He scores! What an important goal in the game. They've got a 2-goal lead.
Goaltenders are faced with a wildly new control scheme this year. The new setup is functionally closer to how skaters have used vision control in recent years. While a change like this would presumably make a more natural transition for skaters to jump between the pipes, it requires completely mental rewiring for veterans of the goal crease, a feat far easier said than done. But new button layouts aren't the only inhibitor. The behavior of the goalies themselves sometimes feels schizophrenic and unpredictable, on occasion inexplicably turning their backs to the play or becoming entirely unresponsive. Judging angles and recovering from shots are heightened challenges, as consistent inputs in the controller can have wildly different results on the ice, making it very difficult to gauge your goalie's movement distance. Expect more points games than ever in online plays. Your goaltenders struggle to find a happy medium.
Last one right between the circles. Score!
Prior installments in EA's NHL series typically required someone to have spent time on the ice in real life to fully appreciate EA Sports' pursuit of realism. With feedback from the Game Changers community, NHL 16 not only makes strides ahead for fans of the video game adaptations, but for fans of the game of hockey as a whole. A middle ground has been reached between realism and fun that is wholly surprising. NHL 16 isn't just a step in the right direction, it's the game hockey fans have been waiting for.
And the players spill over the boards to celebrate. The game is over.